what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Between the Spokes podcast, the Novia Wheels podcast. I'm Giles.
I'm Sam.
And we got a special guest. You might have seen him before because he was on like the second episode that we've ever done.
Something like that. One of the early ones.
It was like one of the first ones. Mike, how you doing, man?
What's up, my boys? Good to see you
Mike
guys.
Howell.
Yeah.
Damn, that's great to have you back. And look at what we got between us.
We got your
This
wheels
wheel
here.
Yeah, this is like probably one of your wheels. We're just holding it hostage.
I'm honestly way too excited for those wheels to show up so I can put them on my car.
They've turned out way better
Yes.
than even we imagined with the new finish and everything.
The only thing that we have in common with Mike Power when it comes to drifting and gels are two things.
What's that?
We all drive S chassis.
Okay.
And we'll all have Novia wheels.
Yeah.
Way better in every other way than that. But we can say as amateurs, we have two things in common with a professional.
That is pretty neat.
Speaking of that,
It's the quickest way for us to all become best friends.
yes.
As chassis and a Novia wheels.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
instantly best friends. How has a Formula Drift season been going for you, man? I mean, we've been rooting for you. We've had watch parties here. Like it's been so fun cheering you on this year. But how is it being like a pro this year, like the first year in pro?
It is seriously insane. It's so wild. Last time we sat down on the last episode we did was before I even, did my first race with FD as a pro. And,
Yep.
Since round one, I mean, we really started off with a bang because we went to Long Beach our first round, and the day of the race literally just almost totaled the whole back of my car by backing into a wall. So that was a very eventful way to start my pro season. But we came together, we got the car ready to go again. And, the season's been really awesome. I'll be honest and say that I haven't really gotten the results that I've wanted for myself, but I think that's just because I try to hold myself to like a really high standard, and I'm constantly chasing goals that, might be a little bit bigger than me at the time. But, that being said, we're still getting really good results for, being a rookie in my first year as a pro. Right now, we're actually in the lead for Rookie of the Year. Not by a lot of points, but we're in the lead.
We got it, though.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to take it and run. So this is where I do the mad dash, and I'm just going to make sure no one catches up to me. So we got two more rounds for the rest of the season. We have Utah coming up in about a month, and then finishing it off in Irwindale. So I'm super excited. I think it's really been a good rookie year for me. I just, I really just want to get, one really good race under my belt to be super happy. Maybe like a top 8 finish, I think would be really sick for this year.
To be fair, the bracket hasn't really favored you in some aspects too. You've kind of gone.
Let's talk about
heavy hitters.
I'll be honest. St. Louis, I was super stoked for St. Louis because I was like, this is like Mike's style, in my opinion, of track. Like, I feel like you can just slay at St. Louis, and you won that first battle, and then the next battle you had was against the guy who ended up winning the whole event.
Thing, yeah.
And he was like on a tear, and I was like, God damn! Like, you just can't get anything easy.
That's happened. How many times has that happened to me? I'm not sure if Matt. I forget who won New Jersey, but St. Louis went up against Kazuya, and I really thought I had him, and I just didn't really show up for my chase. Like my chase just wasn't where it needed to be. My lead was sick, but yeah, like you said, he went it up and won the whole event. And then last race in Seattle, I lost to Chelsea Denofa, and he went and won the whole event. And so I went up to Chelsea because I don't know if you guys saw, but I kind of drove into him on track.
Yep,
So
a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit. So I went up to him. I was like, yo, dude, sorry that I completely ran into your car. And he's like, no, he like totally understood what I was trying to do, just being aggressive, trying to stay with him. But I told him, I was like, hey, go ahead and win the race, so I feel better about losing to you. And he went and did it for me. So
Yeah, you told him
hey,
to,
dude.
and you did.
I was like, thanks.
You listened.
Thanks for doing that for me. I appreciate it. I know that's the only reason why you wanted to win. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's been fun, like watching like the qualifying too. So it's like, see the score you get. I'm like, oh hell yeah! Like, we're in, like Mike's in the show. I always say we're in the show because like I don't know. I just feel like it's fun, like knowing you. And
We're all on the
then,
same team.
Hell yeah. But then the bracket gets published. I'm like, fuck.
I like watching Sam. I was like, did you see the
God
bracket?
damn
He's like, yeah.
it's like I never really have that reaction towards it because the whole reason why I'm there is to go up against these guys who are insane. And
Right.
that's the fastest way I'm going to get better is by driving against these guys that have been doing it for anywhere from 12 to what is it now 18 years that they've been doing FD. So it's like I'm there to go against the pros. Like if I wasn't going against the top tier guys, I wouldn't want to be there. So every time we get matched up with someone that's like really good as our first battle for like top 32, I'm like, yeah, like obviously it would be cool to just have like a nice like chill battle to get into top 16 with, but there's no such thing. You're not there to have a relaxing time. You're there to push your own boundaries and learn as much as you can. So to be honest with you, whenever I get the heavy hitters, I get super excited. Like when I got Chelsea in Seattle, I was like let's put him on the trailer. I was like, I want to put his car on the trailer, and then we'll be taken really serious. But so that's always my mindset. I never allow myself to think negative before I go into a battle with one of these guys, because I know that I'm capable of doing it. Obviously, it might be a little bit harder for me than them, just because based solely off of experience. But yeah, I never go into a battle thinking I'm going to lose it. I try my best and I try to be aggressive. And obviously, that's what played out against Chelsea at the last race, and I just plowed into him.
Well, I mean, you almost put his car on the trailer, like
Dude, let me tell you, those Mustangs are stout. They are. They are stout. But hey, our car is really strong too, because I drove into his car and we didn't touch anything. The only thing that happened was we swapped tires because they I guess maybe we messed something up on their car that forced them to change tires. And in FD, if your competitor changes tires, FD will allow you to change your tires. We weren't going to leave anything on the table. So we swapped tires too and pulled some body work off. But the car did a perfect lap. Like for me, like my lead in front of him, we didn't touch the car, didn't look at it, just put new tires on it, sent me off. I was so angry that I drove into him. They were like, is the car fine? I was like, it's fine. I was like, let's just go. I was like, let me do my lead. Well, but yeah, it was crazy.
Going back to Long Beach, so obviously the first race of the year, we had like a big like watch party thing here at FI. We bought pizzas and stuff like that, and we're sitting there, and you texted me, and you're like, "Hey, really sorry, like got into a little bit of a wreck, like I'll still be on grid, but it ain't gonna happen." And I 100% was like, LOL, like look at him, he's totally messing with us, and then when we saw the footage, I was like, God damn, that was pretty intense. Like, that was a hard hit. Yeah.
It was heartbreaking because it was a really hard fought battle just to get to Long Beach, and to literally write my car off like 30 minutes before we got into top 32 was insane. And like, I was like, it wasn't like a silly reason to have crashed the car. I was just trying to get in the zone and be aggressive, and I just made a simple mistake and ended up costing us the day. But I think the part that hurt the most was I was like, all right, cool. I was like, let's just fix it. We got parts. Let's do it. Like, let's get onto the car, whatever we have to do. Let's just make it work. And then I'm like, all right, look, what are we doing? I'm like standing there with parts in my hands that I know that we're going to have to put in the car. I have like coilovers, like all the WiseFab pieces that I'm like, for sure I bent those by hitting the wall. And like, I'm literally getting everything together, and like a look, and like one of my crew guys at the time, Brian, was like looking back at me. I was like, why are we like standing around? He's like, bro, this thing is like totaled. I was like, what? He's like, your subframe is like ripped out of your car and is literally like sideways. He's like, your car is 2 feet shallower on one side. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I was like, so we're not gonna fix it?
So what do I do with this?
We got zip ties. Like,
I was like, what does this information mean? What are we doing? I was like, we got Matt Field, dude. Come on. And it's like, no, we're done. I was like, oh man. I was like, that's horrible. Cause like, I was in the car. I was like, cause I think we were like first or second battle. Like we were like right when it started, we were getting into it.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much just sitting in the car, like getting ready, and then like jumped out to grab parts, and I thought we were gonna fix it because it didn't feel like a horrible crash. Like I hurt my back a little bit because I was like, we've like hit it just dead backwards, and I was like whipped back, and I was like, that hurt my back, but I was fine. I was ready to go. But yeah, they were just like, no, the car is not good. I was like, oh boy. But then I ended up going to the hospital the next day.
Damn.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
What?
So it's like something to do with your ears. It's crazy. There's like these like little marbles supposedly in your ears, and if they like get dislodged, you get like crazy intense vertigo. Like the next day, I literally couldn't walk because I was so dizzy.
Holy
So-
cow.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, but that's what it ended up being. I was scared at first because I was like, oh my goodness, like did I like that? Do I have a head injury or something like that? Because I come from BMX and like I've bashed my head on the floor before and gotten a concussion, and like I was like, oh, I'm so dizzy. Like I was like, I have a slight headache. I was like, I need to go to the hospital and get like MRI. But they're like, you're fine. It's probably something wrong with your ear. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
Thanks.
okay.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
And I was supposed to fly home that day too. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll like get a different flight or something. And yeah, I was like, I'm not going on an airplane. I was like, there's no way. I was like, I can't be like alone right now. So I ended up hopping in the truck and we just drove home.
Damn, that's dry.
Yeah, just went with the hauler.
So was that your first time driving Long Beach? Because did you do that in Pro Spec?
No, that was my first time ever driving Long Beach, and what a way to literally start with the season. Like,
Well,
a
like-
run up that goes straight into a wall.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like the first, I was thinking about that. I think I was telling Gels and Dakota when watching. I was like, man, how intimidating can it be for like your debut as a pro in FD?
Yeah, you're just looking at a wall.
To a track you've
like a
never
90-degree
driven. That's
corner.
all walls with no runoff at all.
Yeah.
I was like, that is insane.
It's literally like it's insane, but it's also my favorite part because it's funny. I actually had this like quick conversation with Chelsea Denofa day one, practice one. I was the first car lined up for practice. So I was the first official FD driver to do a lap for the 2022 season.
That's cool.
So I have Chelsea staged next to me, and I go up to him like, hey, like you're in the chase lane behind me. Like I've never driven this track before. So like do what you will with that. Like you can chase me. You don't have to chase me. I don't care. And like, he could tell that I was nervous, and I was like shaking from all the adrenaline. Like I have to get myself hyped up to do this. And he was like, all right, dude. He was like playing like funny games. He's like, I might chase you, I might not. He's like, if you do like bad, he's like, if you do a bad lead in front of me, that'll set me up for like, the whole weekend for like learning what I got to do if someone doesn't do a good lead in front of me. I was like, bro, I'm just letting you know. I don't care if you chase me. Like you put it on my door. It just might not be great. And he's like, bro, I'm just messing with you. He's like, don't worry about it. And he's like, you're super nervous. He's like, take a breath. Why are you shaking? And I was like, Chelsea, if I wasn't nervous, I wouldn't be here right now doing this. I was like, I wouldn't find this enjoyable. I was like, if I wasn't scared to like go 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour into the first turn that you can't even see, like this would be boring to me. So getting excited like that to the point where you're literally shaking and you feel like you're going to throw up, that's like literally the fun part. Because once you do a lap, you're like, oh my gosh. That was like what it was for Irwindale for me the first year I ever drove there. I literally almost had an out-of-body experience like while I'm drifting on the bank. I was like, this is so scary right now, but I love it.
Oh yeah.
So
It's
what?
like if you're not pushing it, just go home.
Yeah, I love your mentality though of like go balls to the wall, like go crazy, like go up against the best of the best. I mean, it's not you're not backing down at all, and it's fun to watch. And obviously, we can tell in your driving style because you're aggressive and like I don't know, it's fun to watch that. It's not cool to watch someone who eases up on someone. It's cool to see that aggressive driving. That's what everyone wants to see. And like I don't know, being able to make a little contact sucks. You can't do it, but like I don't know. I think it's just super fun to watch, and your driving style is great. The car also looks absolutely sick. It's cool because like I don't know if you get to see it at all. If you watch it back from the live stream, it's cool because there are a lot of comments that like your car is all black. Like it's not like anyone else's car that's like super colorful and stuff. And like it's cool to see the comments of like that car looks dope, and then like bajillion other comments. But it's neat to see because like it does look sick.
Yeah, it's really awesome being able to have my style and just basically show off my car the way I want it to be shown. You know, it might not be a thing forever, but I definitely think my style will play a role with my cars forever. It's just one of those things that it's like, you know, it's so exciting to be able to have the car look the way I want it to and have it kind of like show who I am as a person. You know, like you see me hop out of the car and people are probably like, oh yeah, that dude definitely drives that car. It's not like I'm hopping out in like all these like bright colored shirts and, you know, just like super happy go lucky. Like I'm a happy person, but like also I look mad all the time and I'm dressed in all black and like my car is an angry, pissed off black S15. So it's just like, you know, it goes along with my vibe and I really love it. And it's cool that people like really vibe with it too. Like I have people come up to me all the time and like the fans is like meeting all the fans face to face and hearing what they think about me or my car is like honestly one of the best parts of doing Formula Drift.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. What's kind of been the like most unexpected thing that like you've had to overcome or like a good thing like going through, you know, this season so far? Like what's kind of happened you didn't expect so far?
You know, it's like I don't expect anything. So it's hard to place like my finger on one thing that I'm like, oh wow, didn't expect that. Oh, wait, I have the perfect thing that happened. So Orlando, we got into the not so great 8. By the way, which is one of the most nerve-wracking things, and my spotter hates me because he is an older guy and he's been in the industry for a long time. He's spotted for a lot of teams and crew chief. And every time I go into the not so great 8, he's like, I literally hate that you put me through this. He's like, I'm old. Stop doing this to me because there's a chance you're going home, like putting your car in the trailer right after qualifying. Luckily, we've qualified for all the races, but Orlando, we made it into the not so great 8 and didn't get enough points to get into the show. So we're knocked out. And I'm at the driver's meeting, like all bummed. I'm like, why am I even in the driver's meeting right now? I'm not driving tomorrow. Like, this is stupid. And I was like super upset. And then we had to do autograph signing right after for all the fans. And like, I had to like get out of my mood and just like be upbeat. Like, all right, you know, it's a learning experience. We're not on the show, but at least there's fans here that like my car and like want to say what's up to me and get an autograph. So let's get in a better headspace. Let's chill. Then right before autograph session goes off, Chelsea DeNofa walks up to me and he's like, yo, you ready? It's like, for what? He's like, for us to battle. I was like, we're not battling. I was like, I got knocked out. He's like, then what's this? And he throws the bracket right on my lap and I see it. And we're literally the first or second battle the next day. And I was like, what is going on right now? I was like, we got knocked out. He's like, well, you're on the bracket, so we're getting it. I was like, all right, let's do it. And I was like super excited, like hop on the phone and call my crew chief, Scott. And I was like, dude, I don't know how, we're in the show though. And then I hear him screaming because I guess they were gonna put the car in the trailer, and they're like, no. He's like, we're in the show. We got Chelsea. Get the car, rip apart, and do the bolt check, like check everything. So what happened was FD made it a rule that if you're in the not so great 8 and you had a qualifying score before getting into the not so great 8, you have an advantage over people that zeroed to get into the not so great 8. So since I had 2 scored runs, I have actually got in because the person who had like a point or 2 above me got a 0 on their first run. So they made it a new rule, and I was just completely thrown off guard, but I was super hyped that we were in the show. So I've qualified for every race so far. I plan on doing it for the rest of the season. So, but yeah, that, as far as unexpected goes, that was pretty much it. That was literally like so confused, but I was like, I'll take it. Let's go. Get on the phone, get the car ready, and then we
ready to pack up, call it a day.
It was a really good battle too.
That's an emotional roller coaster of a couple hours there. I'm sure that's wild.
Dude. Emotional roller coaster is Formula Drift. That's what it is. It really is. It teaches you a lot about yourself and about your emotions and how they play a role in trying to be a professional driver. So I'm sure anyone in racing, when it like the people that are in like the higher tiers of racing, I'm sure they could agree with that. It is wild.
That's crazy. It's our emotional roller coaster is much smaller, Gels, that we go on.
Yeah.
It's a little baby roller coaster.
To worry about.
Yeah, there's not much.
Maybe getting to the track without breaking down is like the biggest.
Gel's first event that he went to, on his way there was an eventful drive. And this is not nearly as interesting to the viewers as Mike Power's Formula Drift story, but Gel hit a dead raccoon with his 240, and the bumper. So I'm driving, we're caravaning. It's me, my friend Chris with the Corvette, and Gel's behind. And my 240, I've got like monster truck status height because like
you're in the IS.
Oh no, I was in the IS, yeah. And I was like, that thing is monster truck. So I see this dead raccoon. I'm like, damn, that thing's pretty bloated. And I drive over it, and then my brain goes, fuck,
pretty bloated,
dragging his bumper.
Yeah, like that
and
far up.
The Corvette goes over it, and then I look back and just see, boom. And I'm like, oh no. And he gets to the track and he's like picking raccoon parts out of his bumper.
I just see this like grease stain, and like my lower control arm is just like covered in like fur and like guts. And so I'm like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever had to deal with a car.
And then after like 2 laps on the skid pad, your tie rod popped out.
Yeah, my tie rod decided to say bye-bye.
That's sick.
Oh my goodness.
You dropped 2 off on my desk literally like the day before, and you're like, hey, you might need these. I was like, all right, that's ominous. And then sure shit, like 2 skids in, it was like, yep.
I want to make a meme with the raccoon where it's like his little paws are up and it says, give me the garbage. And then it's just a picture of just Gel's on his way. It just says, it's just Gel's car and it says OMW.
Pretty much.
That's literally what it was. Yeah. So yeah, that was fun.
So
the raccoon is dead already, right?
Yeah, it was
dead in like in the bloaty stage. That's why it was like so big. So yeah,
he hit a raccoon balloon.
It literally was.
Yeah, and it popped.
It was.
My god,
it was pretty sick.
Sorry, PETA.
So what's been your favorite track so far this year, Mike?
To be honest with you, every single track is so much fun in its own particular way. I really like all the tracks. There's some tracks I don't like though. Orlando and St. Louis are my least favorite because I don't like Orlando because it's always super hot and like rainy.
Because Florida,
yeah, and then I don't like St. Louis as much because it always smells like garbage and it's super hot when we're there. But St. Louis is fun because we get to go really fast, but it's technical because you like go full speed to go full stop. So it's like technical and like kind of annoying. But I'd say, Long Beach was super cool because that was like me pushing my own boundaries. So that's like, I kind of tie the experience to how I like the track. Mm-hmm. So I really enjoyed Long Beach for that part. But as far as my favorite tracks go, I really always use New Jersey because it's my home track, and Irwindale because New Jersey just like, the atmosphere is awesome because it's my home track where I'm from. Like all my friends and family come out. So that's really awesome. And then Irwindale, was, my first win in FD, and it's such a crazy, intimidating track, super fast. And I really love that track. But we're going to Utah in a month, and I'm very excited for that track because it's basically just a wide open road course. And for some reason, I do best on tracks that it's just floored. It's something about my car just loves when it's going as fast as it possibly can. Like when we did Atlanta this year, it was my first year ever driving Atlanta, and we had a blast. Did 106 miles an hour into the first turn, which is you're literally coming down a hill, full power, all the way through the gears, and then into almost a 90-degree turn. And I'm like, this is insane. It's the first time ever that I was going so fast that my Lexan windshield was going in and out super fast. and it was vibrating. It sounded like a helicopter inside my car. It was like, I was like,
Don't
oh
blow,
my
don't blow,
God.
don't blow.
Yeah. I was like, here we go.
That's crazy.
That is
But yeah,
wild.
all the tracks are awesome. Some of them are like really difficult, and you can tell the FD like has a hard time with like locating where the best areas for like all their marked zones are, and then that usually turns into like a wild drivers meeting. The drivers
Yeah.
meeting for pro are nothing like pro spec. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, pro spec. Like, I think it's like I feel like it's not like a bad thing, but I feel like all the pro spec drivers don't like realize that their say matters a lot to the judges and stuff like that. So it's like they don't speak up during the meetings. Like at least when I was in pro spec for 2 years, and then pro, it's like the whole entire time all the pros are talking and like telling the judges what they want and how it should be ran, and everyone has their own opinion. And it's like sometimes it's good and constructive in ways because the judges want to listen and try and fix things, and also it's a total pain in the ass because
I can imagine.
I'm like in my suit ready for practice, and I was like, let's just get in the cars, and everyone just has all their opinions come up and they're speaking, and I totally get it. Like everyone should be heard, and you know their opinion matters for the sport, but it's like, bro, can we just like go drive? Like I'm just ready to drive.
Yeah. Just get out there and do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like look at my spotter, and he's like, dude, he's like, it used to be worse. I was like, wow, okay. There's like a couple drivers that just like, I won't say names, but there's a couple drivers that just love to be opposites of each other. Like one driver says one thing and the other one has to say the complete opposite, and then it just turns into an all-out war.
Like a soap opera right there.
Yeah.
Oh, literally. Like sometimes it's almost like it seems like it's almost scripted.
So in the first podcast, we had a really important subject. I think we kind of closed out but we were talking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And what has been your
still
intake?
a big fan.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, like, as a pro, it didn't change your outlook on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and you're still diehard like PB and J.
Oh yeah, all day.
Okay,
all day PB and J.
Good. What if you could get a PB and J sponsor? Get like Smuckers and Jif, like whoever, like that would be pretty dope.
I think the pinnacle would be a peanut butter and jelly sponsor along with a personal peanut butter and jelly assistant.
Oh, that
So it's like
people have umbrella girls. You got a
You just get a
PB and J.
PB&J girl.
Yeah.
We put like an Uncrustable wrap on the car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
would
like
be
get out of the car, PB and J. Wake up in the morning, PB and J.
Like here you go.
Well, I mean, it's like
Right when I get out of the bathroom, PB and J.
I mean, you're a professional athlete, so it's really like the Wheaties of Formula Drift is like you got to eat your PB and J.
Yeah,
Get your
I mean,
drift on.
Anybody who's watching this that goes to like track events and everything, bro, all you need is some jelly or some jam, some creamy peanut butter. Because if you eat crunchy peanut butter, like just don't even at me. Like I don't want to talk to you. And some bread, man. It goes the distance. Peanut butter and jelly will always be the easiest thing to eat when you're at the track. And I'm telling you, it gives me life when I eat one. But dude, I've been so lucky. We were trying to, FD is so difficult with like budgeting and stuff like that. Just making sure you have the budget for like the whole season. And we've had to make a lot of, changes to my program just to maintain like going to the track. So I was like, all right, well, let's start like cooking food at the track and like having lunch and sometimes dinner at the track. We'll get a little barbecue. And turns out my truck driver, Andrew Fable, who's also a drifter, we've been doing this since day one together. Once we started FD in 2020, he just knows how to cook out of nowhere. I had no idea. I was like, we're going to cook. Like my mom's going to be at the track and like, we'll get a barbecue and we'll just start flipping burgers or something. And my mom was at the track and he's like, yo, I'll cook the burgers and some hot dogs. And I was like, all right, you know how? He's like, oh, yeah, I'll give it a go. He's like, I drive truck. I was like, that must mean you know how to cook a burger, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
together.
Show me what you got. Sure enough, I have a burger from Andrew. I was like, dude, game changer. So
Dude, that track
he's
food,
just the best.
track food hits different after like a day of
Yeah.
driving or whatever, to just barbecue with the boys and like just hang out after that crazy day like that. It's so good.
Oh yeah, it's the best. And also, I was telling Andrew, I was like, now you're like a real truck driver, because in NASCAR, all the hauler drivers are in charge of cooking food for the team,
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
and,
Yeah,
and
that is a
they
correlation.
take it very serious. So once I learned that Andrew could cook, he got a new title for the team. So he is now the official pit master.
Whoa.
Hey,
Our dream.
okay.
For our team. So yeah, so we got crew chief, we got the crew, and then we got Andrew, who's crew but mostly pitmaster. So
That's important. You got to
That's a
feed.
big
You
title.
got to feed the troops.
Yeah.
It's real.
honestly, it's one of those things, like, you need your right hand man. Like, when you're doing bigger stuff, you need to have somebody that has always got your back. Everyone on my team always has my back, but Andrew is like, he's literally like my brother. And I told him this when we first got into it. We were always friends, but we never spent that much time together. And once we went on our first trip for FD, I was like, dude, I hope like, if you keep doing this with me, like, we're going to be family by the end of the year. And sure enough, like, after the first year, we became such close friends. I literally consider him my brother, and he's literally my right-hand man at the track. So like, he knows all my little quirks and how to handle me, and he's just been the best. So having him as a pit master, I was like, obviously the title doesn't mean anything because no one's really a pit master for Formula Drift. It's not like as big as NASCAR or something like that. But I was just like, Andrew deserves a cooler title.
That's
but
he's
the jack of all trades. He's been killing it all season, so definitely. But so is everyone else on the team.
Hell yeah. I think we've covered the really important subjects of
peanut butter and jelly. Yeah. But again, if you like crunchy peanut butter, I don't think we could be friends. It's tough.
For
me. I know people
can't
are upset
disagree.
Right hearing that.
Wait, Gels, are you a crunchy guy?
Not necessarily. Like, if I had to, no. If I had to choose, I usually choose creamy because it goes with everything. But like, I remember growing up, I always had the option, so I'd like switch back and forth.
Oh, all right. Well, behind the camera we got Ryan. Ryan, you crunch? All right, he's creamy. We're all good here. We're
all creamy.
We're all
boys.
good.
All right, cool. I was gonna say, if anyone in the production right now is crunchy, burn the set down.
Yeah, just delete. Like, we're done. Like, that's it, boys. Cool. Well, I think we're kind of wrapping up here, but Mike, we got to get you back to Appleton again. That was fun last time you were here. That was a
dude.
Really good
I'm
time.
down. I'm so down. I'm like sad, like seeing the awesome setup in front of me. I'm like, I wish I was there.
Yeah,
Not to mention, I want to drool all over that wheel. I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
Yeah, and it's not like 30 below right now too. So
this would be super. Yeah, it's also not cold here right now, so that's a benefit.
Yeah, that's awesome. I definitely want to come back. We had such a good time when we were there. I just can't wait to come see you boys, and hopefully I'll get the drift car out there, and we'll do something fun.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we have a lot of things planned for the near future. Everything's looking up, so I'm super excited. But yeah, we definitely got to get out there with the car and have some fun with you guys, and do some wild stuff in the parking lot. Get the cops called. The whole nine. Just really go for it.
Let's do it. Get a 5-star wanted rating.
Yeah. And then the cop shows up and it's like, no, bro, you're right. Here's a burnt jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, oh, dude. He's like, finally, someone gets it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or
cool.
donuts.
Well, we appreciate you having on, man.
Yeah.
It's been fun, like usual.
Dude, yeah. I love talking to you guys. I wish we could do this, once a week.
Yeah.
I feel like we could, people should drop in the comments if they want us to do this all the time.
Just become like a permanent member of the pod. We need a third person, so I mean, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm so sick of talking to Gels right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, okay. All right.
I should just pop in for 5 minutes for every video. Just just have me in on call.
Yeah, all right, just getting stale.
It's like calling
get
into
Mike
the radio
Power in.
station.
Beam him in, Scotty.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, we should have best luck the rest of the season. I know we're gonna try to make it out to Irwindale. We got a plan to go root for you there. So
let's do it.
Hopefully we see a nice sunny weather at Cali.
Heck yeah. So we have some meetings today regarding Irwindale. So there might be some really awesome things going on for Irwindale that if they do happen, I'd be very happy that you guys make it out.
That's exciting.
Hell yeah.
But obviously get out there. I need to see you guys at the track. We've been talking about all season you guys coming to the race. Haven't seen your beautiful faces. So let's get to it. Let's get on it.
For sure.
We've been lacking. Yeah. Cool. We appreciate it, man. Thanks again.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thanks, Mike.
Take care,
boys. Love
Good luck, man.
Later.
Appreciate it. Jones, you want to close us out here?
Yeah. So thank you, Mike, again for coming on. We'll make sure to try to see you in Irwindale. I do want to get out there. That'd be super fun. But again, thanks, Mike, for coming on. If you guys haven't followed Mike Power on social media or along with the Formula Drift stuff, go do so. It's posted some killer stuff on there. The reels are fire.
Oh, the reels are so dope.
And they're so good. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're looking for some Inovia wheels or some tires or even suspension, you can check out over at InoviaWheels.com. But that's all I got. I'm Giles.
I'm Sam.
Mike.
Who are you? Sick. All right. See you guys.
Later.